This is Chakra Wanda with Messages from Grace, Angelic Readings with Chakra Wanda. Thank you for stopping by and checking out the midweek reading for the week of November 11, 2013. So how have you been? Today's Wednesday, and so it's a beautiful day. I know it is here in the South, in the state of North Carolina. The sun's shining uh, where I am. And I've enjoyed just a few minutes of quiet meditation and prayer and thinking about you, even if it's just one of you viewing this. It's perfect, perfectly divine. So let's get right to it. First, always, thank you for visiting my YouTube channel, for visiting my Facebook page, for visiting my website. And this week I've got a special going on for your own personalized and angelic chakra reading. It's 50% off with a wonderful price of $24.44. And I will fit to you a powerful, personalized, angelic chakra reading that you will be able to listen to over and over again, that will add value, will encourage and empower you. So don't hesitate to place your order. And turnaround time is 2 to 3 business days, sometimes sooner. And I appreciate you doing that. Also appreciate you sharing each of my pages, from Facebook to the website to the YouTube channel. All right. So we this week's reading, the next best step card was pleasure. That's how we ended this week's reading. Reminding you, the angels want to remind you that in all that you do and with the busyness that we have with our lives and the divine guidance that they provide, that the Holy Spirit provides, and the angels take action based on the response to Spirit in our lives, is to remind us to embrace pleasure, not to forget to have balance, and do things that bring you joy. Our connections with our loved ones, or you going out and adding value to others. So keeping things light. I have to remind myself to do that because sometimes I get over analytical. I stay in my head too much. But the angels easily just gently whisper. My guardian angel whispers in my ears to just calm down and just take a chill pill, As I mentioned, what helps me is swimming. It's very meditative. I actually, when I get in the pool, I like to get one of those noodles and have it wrapped around my upper body, and I just put on the flippers, I go to the Y and I glide back and forth. I literally close my eyes, and the feeling of the water easily moving around me reminds me of how Spirit gracefully carries us through our life if we only just let go. And then I like to take a nice steam in a hot tub, and then sometimes I do it in the morning or in the middle of the day or at the end of the day after appointments. So whatever floats your boat, right? So take time out to make sure you have balance and pleasure in your life because it rejuvenates you. Think of your life as a garden. I think of this earthly planet as a huge garden, and each of us have our own little patch, and the patch of gardens that we have are our lives, and within that, your own patch of your life, you have parts of your garden that need the soil to be retoiled or retilled and new seeds planted, and you have some parts of your garden that's flourishing, and so that's how I see our lives, and also each part of our lives represent, I see, the 7 parts of us spiritually, the 7 chakras, for example. So that's why I will move right into that with reminding you um, that today uh, we are focusing on the solar plexus chakra. Okay, and again, you go back to the weekly reading. I suggested that you take each of the 7 cards and apply them to each day of the week. So today is Wednesday, and cancel, clear, delete is what the angels, Archangel Michael specifically, uh, is reminding us to remember to use positive words and thoughts, as they will rapidly manifest in the form. And so asking the angels to cancel, clear, delete effects of past negative thinking. And our solar plexus is about what we think about ourselves, our self-esteem. So that's what I am focusing on today. As we move forward, as I've been meditating about how to deliver the readings, the angels been giving so much wonderful guidance and interesting ways of delivering. And so I encourage you, as you continue to listen to the weekly readings, to have pen and paper ready, or a journal, And one thought that came to me, for example, if you have a piece of paper and pen handy, or if you want to stop the video, I have something very interesting right now that the angels want me to guide you through, okay? All right, so here it is. You got your pen and paper handy? All right, so if you can, for today, it's Wednesday, right? The solar plexus chakra. So write solar plexus at the top of the sheet. And underneath that title, write self-esteem, all right, how you feel about yourself. And then I'm asking you a question. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 with being I don't feel very good about myself at all, insecure, to 10 being I'm very confident, all right? What I want you to write down now, from that scale that I gave you a picture of, write down where you are right now, today, how you feel about yourself, okay? And don't be shy. It could be a 2, it could be a 10, whatever. All right, so now, in your mind's eye, take a deep breath, close your eyes, all right? And I want you to sense the power of Archangel Michael manifesting right in front of you. It could be a feeling, it could be a vision, but Michael is powerful, and he has a sword in front of him, and he's ready to cut through anything that is holding you back, any thoughts and feelings that are coming from within you. All right? See Michael lift that sword right now. In your mind, in your mind's eye. See yourself writing a negative word or feeling and placing it in your hands. Okay? Now throw that paper in the air and see Michael's cutting that piece of paper with the affirmation or negative word in half. So that's just a quick vision. Now, take a deep breath and bring yourself back to where we are now. And use that sheet of paper to write on today. Any thought that comes up, any feeling comes up that's negative. And go back into that meditation and see Michael cutting that cord, cutting that away. All right? And you can do the same thing for the rest of the week. A sheet of paper with the title of each of the chakras. And then the number underneath that would be the number on the scale of how you feel, where you are with that particular area. And then reflecting on the message from the message card for that day and the angels that step forward. And then writing a little note to yourself about anything that comes up. All right, so today's Wednesday, and it's about canceling, clearing, deleting, allowing the angels, Archangel Michael's energy to move away anything that is not in an affirming powerful way for your life. Or if thoughts come up, write the thought down that's negative and write the opposite. For me, okay, on the scale of 1 to 10, where I am with how I feel, I would say a 7. And I'm working on that being a 10 plus. There's nothing really holding me down. It's just that's where I feel. I'm at a 7. And I'm working to improve that, to allow myself to stand up into who I am and where I want to be. So, let's see what the angels have for us to encourage us for the rest of the week. Before I do that, though, some of the major things that came out of last week's message has a lot to do with cleansing and clearing, canceling and deleting. Yeah, if you notice, let's see. Yeah, the card for Tuesday, which was the sacral chakra, talked about clearing our chakras, balancing the chakras. And I promise, in the description below for this midweek reading, I have a link for a suggested chakra meditation for you, okay? So the week was about clearing and getting, canceling any negativity and clearing and balancing the chakras. And a bit further with the throat chakras, which talks about vacuuming, allowing the angels to vacuum away any fear when it comes to how you communicate and what you want to communicate about, and not holding back. That's very profound for me, stepping out doing these videos. I've always written, I do write inspirational poetry. If sometime take a moment to go to my Facebook page called Encourage My Soul. You can look me up on the internet, Encourage My Soul, and type in Wanda Gaskins. I have a poetry page out there, a WordPress page, encouragemysoul.wordpress.com. So I've always used writing as my communication tool, and I hope to do some recordings as I like to use my voice when I communicate with people and putting the poetry together. But anyway, yeah, this week was about vacuuming away anything or clearing and canceling and clearing, deleting anything that holds us back. So this theme came up several times throughout this week's message. And then there was a reminder with regard to the heart chakra, which will be the focus for tomorrow, Thursday, that we are already sitting in a cornucopia, an abundance of prosperity within our lives, not just the access to more money, but through our gifts, which can provide for us. Yeah, so the angels want us to be reminded about that from the heart. And then with the third eye and the crown chakra, the angels want us to be mindful of how we see things, softening our vision. It's almost like a lens. Sorry, I can't get these straight. Okay. And as time goes on, guys, I will try to get my tools and logistics and how I'm displaying cards and all that kind of stuff. Any tips or suggestions you can send me, feel free to do so at Wanda at messagesfromgrace.com or comments on the YouTube. But the angels remind us too as we move through the week that with our third eye and our crown chakra to look at things very carefully. And when you look at things, envision slowly, as things come into focus, what's real, what you're really seeing, and what you're really observing, and be allow yourself to be nurturing and patient with that. And sometimes we could see things in a harsh way just from the first glance, but allow the veil of illusion to fall away. I think that this is a specific meaning for some of you. So, all right. So, the angels want to encourage us in during the midweek as follows. So, all right. They want us to visualize success. Sorry, I have something going on. Apologize for that. Now, I had just talked about my technology, right, and my way of doing things, so it's just live and in color. I don't know how to bleep that out, but whatever, right? Okay, here we go. Keep it moving. So, visualize success. Yeah, so it's a wonderful reminder card, a tale of what the angels were speaking to us from the third eye and crown chakra. And this angel says to see yourself doing well in this situation and have faith in a positive outcome. Have faith in a positive outcome. Visualization is very powerful. I use that in my private practice. I do a work called Sacred Sessions, where it combines massage therapy and guided imagery, and also the angelic card readings. As a professional encourager, I use my spiritual healing license as a massage therapist and also an energy worker. I use life. I'm also a life visioning facilitator, using the life visioning process created by Dr. Michael Beckwith, incorporating that as guided imagery as well. And I use the angelic intuitive work that I'm doing with as I'm showing you or allowing myself to have that experience with you. And so I do a lot of writing and I do a lot of guided imagery and visioning what it is that I want to experience. I have to do that on a daily basis. I envision seeing myself talking and having a YouTube channel, and I think the future readings, I will interject where you can actually see me, get away from my shyness. But anyway, I'm just going to let it flow as the angels lead me, and just keep it real. But visualization is powerful. I mean, powerful. It is something that, I can remember when I was very young. I daydreamed all the time. And it wasn't until I became an adult that I realized that it wasn't my imagination. It was actually me being able to see not only the physical world, but also my third eye was wide open. Um, so anyway, visualization is powerful. There's a book called Creative Visualization by Shakti Gawain, Gawain, and it's powerful. It has some exercises in there that you can apply to every aspect of your life. You can apply visualization to how you want to feel about going into work every day. Quick story. I use visualization. I used to live back in the D.C. area, and I would have to travel an hour and a half to work to and from in intense traffic. I would visualize that in order for me to be calm while I drove. I would visualize that I was en route to my office, and people were waiting for me, and after they saw me, they felt better. And that was many years ago. And then A few years later, I ended up transitioning, jumping the corporate ship, and for the last 8 to 10 years, I've been doing healing work through massage therapy and energy work. And when I go to my office now, people look forward to seeing me, and they feel better when they leave. So that's an example of visualization, envisioning. So the next message that the angels have for us to support us this week, it says moon cycles. Now, I personally haven't been one that's been drawn to understand the various moon cycles, so um, but some of you may have been, so I'm sure that this message means it will hit home. But in general, cycles, we have cycles in life, right? We have seasons in life, seasons in our experiences with people, and seasons in our experiences with the things that we go through in all aspects of our lives. So this is from Archangel Haniel. The message is: notice how the moon affects your energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon these cycles. So, for me, I think maybe I need to pay attention to what's going on actually right now. Are we in a full moon, a half moon, a quarter moon, and what does that really mean? If you are out there who are astrologists, feel free to make a comment to help the rest of us understand more specifically what's we need to be aware of right now. But if I just look at the picture, a beautiful dove surrounding, and I guess it's a surrounding as a cycle. So what I'm feeling is to speak to about change and cycle. Um, and as I think about this, the angel says to go back to the nurture card, and to, as we go through our cycles this week, to remember, let me get this right, to remember the gentleness of nurturing, how we see things um, in a soft and nurturing way. So just to be mindful about the fact that things do change and shift. And of course, this was associated with the third eye. So, to be patient again, to see things, see the illusion of what's not until the vision becomes clear about what's really happening. And it comes through the cycles that happen to us through this week. So, in closing for the midweek reading, as always, I do a prayer, and this is for you. So in this present moment, taking a deep breath, this breath connects us to the one, wonderful, awesome Creator, loving presence and guide for each of us. As we were reminded to allow ourselves to get clear and to be mindful of thoughts and allow the angels to cancel, clear, delete, and evacuate any fears. From that, we're able to continue to tap into our hearts and feel the prosperity that pulsates through our veins and through our minds and through our spirits. And we're supported the rest of the week as we visualize success. As we visualize success, we see ourselves doing well in all situations, and we have faith in a positive outcome. We also understand and know and accept Archangel Haniel's message to notice how the moon affects our energy and manifestations, and capitalize upon the cycle. So we open ourselves up to pay attention and not get anxious as these changes take place. I know this for myself, and I know this for every one of you, that this week continues to open up and expand and reveal to us the truth of who we are and what we've come here to be. So, I release this prayer with confidence and with love. And so it is, and it is so. Namaste.